Okay, so here I'm adding Wusik Drum Sequencer 1 to Reaper as a plugin, and it's asking me if I want to add all the outputs. So I'm going to select yes, so I can use separate outputs for each of the 8 tracks, and it opens up in full screen. You can change this behavior by going to settings and disable full screen if you want, but for this video I'm going to keep this full screen. So this is the drum sequencer 1. I have my mute and solo select options set, and edit also set, so I'm going to hide both. And this is the interface for the 8 tracks, and the last one is the accent track. And I have the help line here, right next to the X here and M. I have the asterisk. Asterisk, no, it's not the asterisk. It's a question mark. So if I click on that, I have the help for the interface, which explains everything about the interface. And I also have the settings here on the left. And on the settings, I also have a help icon here, the question mark, and everything about the settings help is in here. So the drum sequencer 1 is very simple. You have 8 tracks, so I'm going to click edit here. So I can add a sound here, edit sound, and right now it's empty, so there's no sounds in here. So I'm going to click insert, and I'm going to select from the drum collection hi-hats. I'm going to select this one. And if I click on the squares, I can add it very quickly. But I can also click and hold and move up or down. The result is going to be the same. So I'm going to move down until it fills up. And also have double step. So if I click here again, I have the double step selected. So that's the basics of how things works with the drum sequencer 1. You can double click on a track to add more things. You can also hold, as I said, and select fade in, fade out. I'm just holding the mouse right now and select that. And I also have the undo to go back to whatever it was. But I have 4 A, B, C, D variations that you can see that they are playing. And I have this M button here. The M button is for the mirror mode. When selected, anything I do is going to go to the A, B, C, and D variations. So let's unclick the M button. And I'm going to edit the A. I'm going to leave the B. I'm going to edit the C. And then I'm going to edit the D. So now, if I could go to play again, now you can hear that you have all the 4 variations play one by one. And I can also add a bit of attack and decay to the sound if I want. And I can also change the speed of the sound. And of course the volume. And also have the reverse option. But the reverse option in this case, I have to open the decay a bit. So those are just the simple basic steps. And I can also add multiple sounds to a track. So right now I just have this sound, the 3D flag file, and I'm going to insert a new file. So now I have two files and they are going to play together. But I can select, let's say I want one file pan left and one file pan right. But I can also select a play style, round robin, so it's going to go in a circular fashion, one after the other sound. So if I have 10 sounds, it's going to play sound 1, 2, 3, 4 until it reaches the end and starts again. This works better if I have more sound. So let's try and add another sound here. So it's just something you can do with the engine. You can have the round robin, you can also have random. Random works only with 3 sounds or more, because it doesn't repeat a sound until it plays all the sounds. I can also select the output here on the left, from output 1 to 18, and also select the mid out if I want to use the mid out option instead. So this is the basic part for the sequencer. Let me add another sound in here. Kick. You can see that I'm altering the decay of the sound, so it removes a bit of the gate that is in the sample. Let me think a bit here. So this is the basic interface. The pattern, you can select a few options for the pattern, like the number of steps and number of variations, the A, B, C, and D variations. The next pattern, so I can select here pattern number 2. So right after it plays pattern 1, it's going to go to the pattern 2. So let me copy this pattern. I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm just going to put like this. Let's see. Variation D. And now it's going to stay on pattern 2, because if you go on options, next pattern is the pattern 2 itself. But I can also select previous pattern here, and instead it's going to go to the pattern that I was playing before I selected this pattern. So this is very handy. Another thing I'm going to check is the settings options, which has some very important stuff, like the clock trigger, if it's going to be triggered by the start and stop button, a note on and off, a note on and play one time, 132 notes. These 3 options, this is explaining in the help, if you check the helpline, because what happens in here is that you can actually select how the clock is going to run. So you just play 132 notes, and it's going to run the clock, and any velocity below 20 is going to reset to the start, and above 120 is going to reset to start, depending on which selection you have. So this is very handy, because this way you can add some swing to the clock by hand. But you also have the clock matrix, and the clock matrix allows you to edit where in the clock the steps are going to happen. So there's an explanation here on the top, but basically the clock goes from the start to end, and this is a regular step, and this is a double step. Then you have the way you want to select the patterns. You can select by note number or MIDI controller. And a few other things that you can use, like the play animation that you can turn off, so it's not going to show the steps playing. And the horizontal divider, if you want to change to something else, you can also change or just disable by setting to 0. 0 is going to disable. And there's some other options that I'm still working on. The Arduino mode is for a external hardware application. So for now, just ignore that. You can also select to embed the audio into the project, but keep in mind that some hosts, some DOS doesn't allow you to have a very large project file for each plugin, so you have to be careful with that. And well, this is just a quick video showing what can be done, just the basics. And I'm going to try to make a tutorial video from start to end on how to create a beat and stuff like that. So that's it. Thanks for watching.